So today I want to talk about the Great Resignation. Some of you are familiar with the Great Resignation, some of you may not. Before we get into it, I am Platanya Barnett. Many people call me Miss Q, and I am the executive leader over KPI Transport, Kingdom Producers Internationals, a consultant company, Allure Boutique, as well as KPI Construction and Real Properties. So, as you can see, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an executive leader, I'm also a pastor or communicator for the Empowerment Center, and I just love being who I am. One of the things about me that I love sharing with people is that I am what they call a multi potentialite, and that is a person who has many skills. They have many potentials. They're good at a lot of things. You may have heard people say, jack of all trades, master of none. That's not true. That's really not true because you master whatever it is that needs to be mastered at that particular time. So for many years, I struggled with that. I struggled with my identity. I struggled with the language. I struggled. I thought that I had ADHD. I thought something was wrong with me. And then I realized that there was nothing wrong with me. I was all put together by the grace of God with different gifts and different talents for the season that I'm living in. So, as a young entrepreneur, one of the things that I love doing is I love sharing, I love teaching, I love solving problems, I love coaching people. And so today I come to you from my consulting company, KPI or Kingdom Producers Internationals. We are a WOSB, that's women owned small business firm, and we do many things. When the pandemic took place in 2020, I stopped my focus on a certain aspect of the company and we start focusing on children, the tutoring, because we understood that it was going to be a shift with education. So we started tutoring and coaching kids during the pandemic. But our main focus has always been on companies, startups, providing insight and continuous improvements into manufacturing companies and even nonprofits. And I have over 20 years of leadership and management experience. Therefore, I know the game. I just wasn't born yesterday, but I truly know the game when it comes to helping a company make money. As a matter of fact, the company that I'm working for right now, I am a participant in helping them to survive, making lucrative monies. And it's because of my anointing, it's because of my gifts, it's because of my talents, and it's because of the business that's on the inside of me, which is KPI, Kingdom Producers. And that's what I do. I help produce. I'm anointed to produce, not just in the secular world, not just in the spiritual aspect of things, but also in the marketplace. All right. So that's very important for me to release to you so that you'll know that as an entrepreneur, I am multifaceted. I'm gifted and talented in many areas, many streams, many industries. You can put me in any industry and I'm like a fish. I'm going to swim as long as there is water. All right. So that's good. I have helped a company, multi-million dollar companies, five Fortune companies. I've helped a lot of companies master certain areas, and I helped them to develop many things. That things that they didn't think that they were going to, or problems they didn't think they would solve. I was there to help, and that's what we do. We help solve problems. All right. But one of the things I want to talk about is this era that we're living in, and it's called the Great Resignation. Yes, I said it. The Great Resignation. And the economists, they named it the Great Resignation because in 2021 of April of 2021, 4 million people, they resigned, they quit, they said, forget it, I'm tired of working. For whatever reasons, they left, not just because of the toxicity of an environment in the workplace, but they left because of many other reasons, not being appreciated. They left because COVID, not feeling safe. They start seeking values within themselves. Educators begin to leave their industries, so people start going from one industry to the next industry because they start seeing value within themselves. They realize that, hey, the employers, they don't have the leverage anymore. So what did the employers do? HR, they panicked. It was doing different things to try to get people to come to work, and people still wasn't working. And you would think, why wouldn't you work? You got to pay bills. And then you have some who thought, well, people are taking advantage of the unemployment. And I'm sure that there were some people who could have worked but chose not to work. But nevertheless, that's something that they would have to deal with. That's if that's their character, then they would have to pay the consequences for that. But on the outside, there's other people who say, hey, I feel more for myself. I value myself more than this. And the pay went from minimum wage to, hey, we got to be competitive. And so they start paying people $15 an hour. And $15 an hour still wasn't good enough. People were saying, hey, I am valued more than this. I'm not taking a chance with COVID being contaminated and infecting my family, even causing my life for $15 an hour. And people say, I'm out of here, I'm quitting. And they're still doing it today. And so employers have a battle, have a fight, and if they're not careful, they will lose even their best employee because you have to be strategic in this season. Okay, so I told someone, I said, COVID is our customer. I said it back in 2020 as well. COVID-19 is our customer. We have to tend to the customer as if that customer is going to be around forever. We want that person, right? Well, what do we see with COVID? No, we don't want it to be around, but we know what's going on. COVID is around, so we have to adjust. We have to adjust our ministries. We have to adjust our businesses, our companies. We have to adjust everything to satisfy the needs of the people because of COVID-19. So with the Great Resignation, people are saying again, I quit. I don't want to take chances anymore. Companies are now allowing people to stay at home and work from home. And whereas it used to be a luxury, it's not anymore. You can easily work from home now. You can easily hybrid, so that means work from home a couple of days and then work in the office the other few days, So companies are being very creative, but it's not enough. So where do I come in as a consultant? Where do I come in? Well, with my company, we also offer coaching. We offer life coaching. I'm a certified life coach. I've been certified since 2011. We coach people. We don't tell them what to do. We just coach them in their decision making. A lot of times in a company struggles because a person may need counseling or they may need coaching. They may just need some encouragement. And that's what I'm skilled at. That's part of my 20 years of leadership and management is coaching people. I used to coach high school basketball and I coached those girls not only to success in a championship, but I coached them into success as far as within themselves, their self-esteem, their grades, and their mobility as individuals, as ladies. So I take pride in that. So not only do my company offer that, but we also offer the business coaching. That's when I deal with people on the executive level. I've always been in a place to where I wasn't qualified, but I was in the room. And even to this day, I'm in the room with presidents and leaders, CEOs, and people who can make plans, and at a snap of a finger they can close a company down. I'm in the room. I'm in connections. In I'm in the connections with those who can make those type of decisions. And it's only by the grace of God that I believe that He's allowed me and afforded me and educated me, not just through a secular education, but through guidance, through teaching, wisdom, and learning on my own, being willing to learn information on my own, because I knew that I wanted to be successful. I knew that I was not going to allow anyone or any circumstance to tell me that I couldn't afford to be successful. So with my companies, with my pivot, and this is something I want to talk about just a little bit, but I'm going to add more to it. You got to be willing to pivot. In other words, like in basketball, I used to coach and I used to play basketball. And when I pivot, if you get the ball and you pivot, that means you have to have one foot planted, but you can still move. You can still move to get in position to shoot or get in position to pass it, but you cannot let that foot down, or excuse me, cannot let that foot up, the other foot up. And in pivoting in business, in ministry or whatever, when you pivot, you're doing the same thing. You have that idea, but you're just shifting. And pivoting doesn't mean that you miss God. It doesn't mean that you got the idea wrong. It just means that there needs to be an adjustment. It just needs to be an adjustment for you to get to that place. And God He has many ways of moving things and moving people out of your lives to get you to the place that He wants you to be, especially if you are a person who is saying, not my will, but let your will be done. So I'm not going to talk a lot about pivoting right now, but I do want to encourage you. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an inspiring entrepreneur, if you are just an employee on a job who's happy doing what you're doing, but you're not satisfied with the results, set up a consultation with me. Right now, during the month of February, we are honoring Black History Month, and I am giving 20% off on all of my services. And as I said early on Facebook, don't be afraid to pay people. Don't be stingy. We pay these restaurants. We paying this gas and the food in the grocery stores are ridiculous. I went into a particular grocery store and a head of lettuce was like $3 and something. And this is no joke. So if the lettuce is going to be $3, then I need to make at least $30. All right. I'm going to need to make some money to be able to eat and eat well. So with that and me saying that, you got to get yourself in a position to where if you're going to pay $3 for a head of lettuce or you're going to pay $20 for a meal, don't be afraid to pay $20 or $25 an hour or $45 an hour for someone to give you some good information that's going to take you from point A to point C or from point A to point Z. You want to be able to get that information, and you may need to pour into more than one person. Don't be afraid to give. Set aside that extra monies that you would waste on different things and pour into yourself. Now, if you're not willing to pour in yourself, then don't complain about how you're being treated on your job. Don't complain and say, hey, I don't make enough. You don't make enough because you're not trying to make enough. You have been given everything that you need. God has given it to us all. He has no respect of person. He reigns on the just as well as the unjust. We can sit up and watch all the popular people on YouTube and different social media platforms all day long and wish that was us. Or you can take a stand and say, hey, from this point on, I am going to be successful. At this point, I am going to take value in me and what it is that I believe that I am called to do. If you're a person who says that, hey, well, I'm moving in fear, I can't, I know that I'm supposed to be doing more than what I'm doing, but I'm afraid, then definitely reach out to me so I can pray with you, so we can talk about it, so I can give you some strategies. And this is not just for, and let me say this, even though I'm a pastor, this is not just for the Christian community. This is for everybody. My business is open 24 hours a day, not just for a certain people who believes like me, but this information, these principles is for everybody. Because remember, I said God is not a respecter of person. He reigns on the just as well as the unjust. And in this season, I am pivoting. I've had to pivot from 2020 when I opened up 2 more businesses, and here we are 2 years later. I'm still pivoting. But one thing that I know that I can do for you and your company, I can help improve you or improve where you're at. I can help coach you. I can help you to believe in yourself. I can help you get rid of waste. Whatever it is that you need, KPI have the answers. All right. So if you're interested, you need more information. If you would like to set up some sessions, again, for the month of February only, I am doing 20% discount on all my services. You can visit me on Facebook under Kingdom Producers Internationals. I have my fees on there, as well as my website at www.kingdomproducers.com. You can also reach me at 704-396-1820. That's my personal number, and I don't give out my personal number, but I'm serious. I feel like, hey, if these robots can call me and be talking to me about some extended warranty when all my cars are brand new, then hey, why not give it to you? All right, so hey, there you go, 704-396-1820. But my business number during business hours, which are from 9 to 5, you can reach me at 704-594-2382. With my business number, you cannot text me. It is a virtual business number, so you can't text me. But on my personal number, you can text. All right. So, hey, yeah, reach out to me and see what KPI can do for you, or KPI Transport. If you need transportation in Cleveland County, Gaston, Rutherford County, and even Asheville, those areas we're looking into expanding. I'm not saying that we are 100%, but we are looking to expand towards that area in the near future. So just stay updated, and if that's a need in your area, then definitely comment, send me a message. We do transport non-emergency situations as well as goods. All right. So yeah, Kingdom Producers Internationals KPI consultant firm, a WOSB certified, as and KPI Transport LLC. All right. So again, 704-396-1820 or 704-594-2382. You can visit me at www.kingdomproducers.com or on Facebook, Kingdom Producers Internationals. All right, and also on Twitter at Kingdom75. All right, until next time, have a good one.